The Size Eyes on the Skies on Wednesday, October 3rd. We had a beautiful day today with our leaves are changing colors and warm temperatures, but it looks like it's going to get a little colder as the week goes on, and maybe this might be our last chance at an 80-degree day. We're also going to see what goes on with the national segment. Thank you for joining us for Size Eyes on the Skies. It starts now.
It's Wednesday night on ISU TV. Broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa, this is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest running television show brings you the weather around the country, in Iowa, Ames, and beyond. The Iowa State Meteorology Department's team of forecasters keeps you ahead of the next weather system. Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
Here today by Katie, and how was your day, Katie?
Oh, it's going great. Thank you, David.
Yeah, it's been remarkably warm, and the thing about the last week or so is as I'm lacing up to go to class, I didn't know if I want to dress warm so I can go to class and feel okay, or it warm up real high, and I'd be sweating on my way home, so it's been kind of a toss-up. I don't know.
Yeah, well, in the mornings it generally is colder, but once the day goes on, it just gets really warm. But in the mornings I wear a jacket and then I'm fine. But it still has been a nice trend going on because of this warm weather. But I know that this trend is not going to last, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, looks like fall is finally here. I mean, the leaves have been changing. It hasn't necessarily been because of the weather specifically being colder, but I mean, we've got fall colors all over campus.
It's definitely gorgeous to look at. I mean, you go everywhere and you just see all the leaves changing colors, and you just want to take out your camera and just take pictures of all of campus. So it's really nice.
Well, let's head over to the weather desk to see what Zach has to say. Hey Zach, how are you doing today?
Fairly well. Sort of under the weather this week. Got a slight cold that's been going around campus, but hopefully that won't last much longer. But unlike these temperatures, they won't last much longer, as I will have coming up in a little bit. But for now, let's take a look at your day planner for this evening. Taking a look at your day planner tonight, you can expect around 12 a.m. tonight, you can expect a temperature of 60 degrees with increasing clouds throughout tonight. Tomorrow when you're waking up at 8 a.m., you can expect a temperature of 50 degrees with a chance of rain. Pretty light, so not a washout, but in around 3 p.m. from your walk home from school, we'll get a break in the clouds with a temperature around 59. So overall, tomorrow's setting up early as a sort of a wet morning, but otherwise in the afternoon the sun will start to build out and make way for a nice afternoon. But I'll have more coming up in my full segment about the roller coaster that we can be experiencing. But for now, David, back to you.
All right, thank you, Zach. Well, we got to take our first break real quick, but hopefully we'll see you right after this. And welcome back. Let's see what's going on around the country with national weather with Katie.
All right, thank you, David. We're going to take a look at your current temperatures. As you can see, it is quite warm across much of the country. You're going to see 70s in Chicago and in St. Louis. But as you can see, there is that cold front of air coming up through North Dakota and Minnesota, just kind of working its way, which is what's going to bring those colder temperatures coming on. Highs this afternoon, as you can also see, it was quite warm. We reached a high of 63 in Chicago, 76 in St. Louis. Much of Iowa was in the 70s and even the upper 80s, which is really unusual for this time of year. But it is getting colder up into our north, into the northwestern United States. Taking a look at your tomorrow's highs, you can see the cold air is starting to sink through right here. We have 43 in Billings, 53 in Minneapolis. We're still going to say pretty mild in Iowa. It's definitely not going to be as warm as it has been. We're going to start that cool-off trend like Zach was talking about. We'll hear more about our Iowa forecast later, though. Tomorrow's forecast, taking a look at the Midwest region, we have 61 degrees in Des Moines. Like I said, a little bit of a cool-off. It's not going to be too bad of a weather, though. It's going to be partly cloudy. But in Illinois, as you can see, we do have some thunderstorms moving through the area as this cold front moves through, bringing with all this rain. That's what's also pushing this cold air through and driving off the warmer temperatures, as you can see in Illinois. Taking a look at your at your radar, your clouds and radar, not much is going on. The only thing that's to note is in North Dakota, you have this mass of rain moving through, and that is going to turn into snow most likely during the week. So just get ready for those winter storm warnings. There are already a couple of them out there right now, but for the rest of the country, it looks pretty dry right now, so that's pretty nice. Taking a look at a little bit of closer radar, like I was saying, there's this huge mass of rain moving through, and you can see right down here in North Dakota, they have, this rain is changing into snow and freezing rain too. So they're going to have some, probably quite a few inches of snow coming up, so that's just crazy to think about for the early October, but it's going to happen soon. We're going to transition into fall. So taking a look at your futurecast, like I said, it's going to be pretty dry around Iowa and most of the Midwest. In the West, it's also going to be pretty dry, but most of the precipitation is going to be in the upper Midwest. And as you can see, it's going to be moving through, bringing with that system of rain and snow. Just kind of moving off to the east, bringing with it that front that's going to be moving through, bringing in those cold temperatures. Taking a look at all your warnings, we have winter storm warnings over here. Or there's a wind advisory also with the winter storm warnings. And we also have over here, there's your winter storm warnings. That's where all the snow is currently at. So just the people over there to make sure you get out the shovels and all what you need to prepare for the snow. So, all right, taking a look at, all right, well, we're going to have our forecast for Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is where most of the snow is going to be impacting. As you can see on Thursday over here, we're going to have a 60% chance of snow showers and a high of 38. That is definitely not going to be the temperature for Iowa, but it's about 20 degrees colder. So I can't even imagine being there. And then it's going to continue throughout the entire week. Even though the chance of snow is most likely just going to be on Thursday, they're going to have fairly cloudy or sunny days throughout the entire week. So taking it back to David, thank you.
And thank you very much, Katie. Let's take a look at our trivia question, and don't worry, it's not convoluted or anything. Let's see what we got here. How long has Tropical Storm Nadine been active? It's been sitting over the Atlantic for a little amount of time. We've got A, 10 days, B, 18 days, C, 23 days, or D, since the dawn of time. Just think it over, maybe do some research if you want to cheat, but right now we got to go to our second break. Thank you, and we'll see you right after this. And welcome back. Let's see what the answer is to this here trivia question. How long has Tropical Storm Nadine been active? A, 10 days, B, 18 days, C, 23 days, or D, since the dawn of time? And our answer is 23 days. That's quite a long time for something to be sitting over in the Atlantic. But right now, let's see our Iowa weather over at the wall with Zach. Zach?
Miles per hour. And all the way saying hi to Tyler Roney up in Mason City. They're sitting at a 15-degree temperature. Taking a look at your clouds and radar, you can see currently right now this band of clouds is part of our cold front that is stretching all the way down into Nebraska, and this will work its way throughout tonight into Iowa, bringing cooler temperatures tomorrow. And then this will associate with cooler temperatures and maybe a chance of rain tomorrow. But moving on to your future class, you can see that cold front is currently sitting up into South Dakota, stretching up back into Minnesota, all the way down into Colorado. So it's a pretty big cold front stretching on down. And by midnight tonight, you can see it works in the state more, bringing in some clouds, not bringing any moisture out. But by tomorrow morning, when you're waking up at 8 a.m., you can see this rain shower start to work its way throughout the state, bringing in colder air behind it. Otherwise, those rain showers will work their way through. But as you can see, by 7 o'clock tomorrow night, as many of you will be studying that the clouds will break, bringing in sunshine. Otherwise, it will work its way out and not be a cause for the rest of our evening. Taking a look at your forecast tonight, you expect increasing clouds of the temperature, 48 degrees. Those clouds will increase, and the wind could be pretty gusty tonight out of the south at 9 to 11 miles per hour. But taking a look at, tomorrow, mostly cloudy with winds gusting around 25 plus miles per hour, but they will be out of the west-northwest at 13 to 20. Otherwise, just those showers in the morning, making way for sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Taking a look at your game day forecast, Iowa State's away this weekend down at TCU. The kickoff starts at 2:30. There is that chance of rain, but taking a look at kickoff, you can see that the kickoff will be, there's a slight chance of rain with 56 degrees. Otherwise, rain showers move out at halftime, making 56 degrees as well, and at fourth quarter, 54. So pretty constant throughout the day, but otherwise there is that slight chance of rain. So taking a look at your 7-day forecast, there is that slight chance of rain tomorrow, but that will make clear throughout the afternoon with a high of 58, and setting up on Friday with that cooler temperatures behind, 54 degrees with an overnight low of 32, so nice night to open up the windows. On Saturday, take a look at that Saturday, 48 degrees. We may struggle up to get to 50, but otherwise setting up for the rest of your week, it's looking like it's pretty cool with that temperature behind. We're struggling to 80s with this cold front moving through as it brings in a lot cooler air. So sort of struggling to get out of the 60s. So a big change. We're going to feel like fall afterwards, after this cold front come through. So hopefully you enjoyed that last 80-degree day. Otherwise,
Kind of sad to see them go, to be honest. I was really enjoying not having to wear a jacket outside. It's just
but it's sort of about time again to have
yes.
cooler temperatures. They go with the trees. The fall's in full swing now. The foliage is beautiful. A lot of reds and yellows and oranges right now. Trees, the leaves are falling off. So the cooler temperatures will officially usher in fall, so it's going to feel nice.
Cooler temperatures are good and fine. I just hope that this winter we actually get a decent amount of snow, because this year I've got a backyard. I want to make snowmen. I don't know about you guys, but I love the winter.
I would love to make snowmen
Hopefully
too.
with this early pattern of this wicked snow setting up, because some of the totals are coming out around, but it's weird. But for October, so hopefully the early snowfall in October means that we're going to have a nasty winter. I'm hoping, because I want to see snow, especially since we were deprived of it last year. So
It was definitely a mild winter last year. I don't know what the trend's going to continue, but when we have all winter to find out. So
they claim it's going to be warm, mild, and dry.
Again?
Yeah,
Okay,
well, last year they said that too. They said it was going to be cold and wet, and this year, so hopefully they were wrong. And
They don't know what they're talking about over there.
Let's get it roll. Just come on, but let's get it right. But yeah, so not much going around the state, but the tornado sirens went off this morning. I know about the.
Yeah, I heard that testing, blaring my ears off on my ride back from
Hopefully
class.
we don't hear any of those sometime soon. Hopefully those wait till next spring. And then speaking of topic of snowstorms, the Weather Channel is now naming snowstorms.
Really?
Apparently it's to get viewer interest. Making storms, seem more scary is what I would call it. Make viewers seem, pay more attention to them instead of just letting them brush off.
They should probably pick like Scandinavian, Nordic, Viking names, because that would, I don't know about you guys, but if I heard like Blizzard Olaf coming at me, I would want to hide.
One of them was
duck and
named
cover.
Nemo, so it's like Finding Nemo. Where's Nemo?
Oh, come on now. That's going to make them less scared. And
Can
then
we name one Dory?
those southern states who can't drive on the highways if there's an inch of snow, it's just going to be even worse. Like, oh, it's Nemo, and then they'll flip their car over.
Oh, one was just a boring old, just the letter Q. It was just Q.
Q.
So apparently they didn't run out of names, and so
Okay.
they just chose Q.
that's an interesting change. I haven't heard that. Well, thank you, Zach.
Yeah,
That's,
so there's your
learn
little
something new
tidbit
every
of the
day.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see if we get any name storms this year, so it's going to be a big change up.
I wonder what the criteria is for that.
Well,
I mean,
it just depends
I'm
on where you're
assuming
at, because in the south it takes only a couple, half an inch to really
half an
screw
inch and then
people up.
school's all closed.
Yeah,
So
so-
I suppose where I live in Chicago, it has to be like 6 inches and complete ice for schools
yeah,
to remotely be closed. So.
There are certain guidelines, so if you want to see those guidelines, you can go research that.
Okay, well, everybody be sure to send in your weather photos at isusizeeyes@gmail.com and have a chance to see them featured on the show. And viewers, I'll be honest, I really like you. I want to get to know you a little more. You should like us on Facebook so we can stay in contact just a little longer. But from all of us here at Size Eyes, keep it real, Ames. See you next time.